Good afternoon. You know, there are moments in this life, and I mean this literally, when the pure, unadulterated evil is unleashed on this world.
Welcome to Breaking News Valhalla, the news this hour. What's trending now? Israel is about to respond to the war attack on Gaza. Israel has begun to fire shots, airstrikes against the Palestinian militant group which staged an attack on its city. The President of the United States, President Joe Biden, has said in a press conference that Israel must do what it ought to do.
You know, there are moments in this life, and I mean this literally, when the pure, unadulterated evil is unleashed on this world. The people of Israel lived through one such moment this weekend. The bloody hands of the terrorist organization Hamas, a group whose stated purpose for being is to kill Jews. This was an act of sheer evil. More than 1,000 civilians slaughtered, not just killed, slaughtered in Israel. Among them, at least 14 American citizens killed. Parents butchered using their bodies to try to protect their children. Stomach-turning reports of babies being killed. Entire families slain. Young people massacred while attending a musical festival to celebrate peace. Women raped, assaulted, paraded as trophies. Families hid their fear for hours and hours, desperately trying to keep their children quiet to avoid drawing attention. And thousands of wounded, alive but carrying with them the bullet holes and the shrapnel wounds and the memory of what they endured. You all know these traumas never go away. There's still so many families desperately waiting to hear the fate of their loved ones, not knowing if they're alive or dead or hostages. Infants in their mother's arms, grandparents in wheelchairs, Holocaust survivors abducted and held hostage. Hostages whom Hamas has now threatened to execute in violation of every code of human morality. It's abhorrent. The brutality of Hamas, these bloodthirstiness brings to mind the worst rampages of ISIS. This is terrorism. But sadly, for the Jewish people, it's not new.
On the other news, Nigerian activist Micheal has tied his knot with his Romanian husband on a big wedding event with other activists being there in presence. We see the personality of Reverend Jide Macaulay also there, who calls himself Moma. He was there in an elegant gown and he represented the Nigerian Christian figureheads in this wedding. We also see the likes of Dafo Oporo at the event of Michael's wedding. Dafo Oporo took some pictures with the couples, congratulating them on their next level in their union. It was gathered that the wedding was a huge wedding with special political guests. Thank you, viewers. Thank you for taking your time to watch all of that clip. A recap of the news. Israel says it's going to respond to the war strikes against its city. President Joe Biden says the U.S. is in full support of the country of Israel. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has condemned the act of terrorism hit against the Israelites in Israel and has said this does not represent the Muslim Canadian community and the Palestinian Muslim community in Canada.
The glorification of death and violence and terror has no place anywhere, including and especially here in Canada. So let me be very clear. Hamas terrorists aren't a resistance. They're not freedom fighters. They are terrorists, and no one in Canada should be supporting them, much less celebrating them. Canada unequivocally and in the strongest possible terms condemns these terrorist attacks perpetrated by Hamas. We stand with Israel and reaffirm our support for Israel's right to defend itself in accordance with international law.
We saw a free protest march held at Netta Phillips Square here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We've seen a lot of people come out in thousands in support of the Palestinian countries and nationality. We have seen their conflict and their interaction with supposed Israelis protesters on the ground at Netta Phillips Square. We've seen where one Israeli woman was shouting, "You deserve to be raped in public," to a Palestinian. How we conduct ourselves at this time and at this era matters a lot. The government is doing what it can to put peace in its place in our society. We've not learned from the war that has taken place in the last few years, the acts of war, the horrors of what war does to us as a people, the innocent lives that are being killed, the families that are being torn apart because of our disagreement and our political stance. We haven't learned a lot, and it baffles me how we of us become so clueless when it comes to preserving life. I think dialogue is always the right way to go in situations like this. We should always make sure that religion does not blind our view when it comes to political stance and government. Some people are saying these are biblical prophecy that Israel will conquer the city of Gaza, as it is said in the book of God, that Israel will destroy Gaza and Gaza will become a desolate place and no man will be its inhabitants. So we are going to see, are these biblical prophecies being prophesied? Are these man-made prophecies being made? Are these man actions? Should this war really take place? Are we about to get into World War III? Yesterday, Trump in his presidential rally was saying that if he is elected again as president of the United States, that this war will not even be in negotiation. He would have eliminated all the dialogues and all the bobo to bo, would have eliminated everything and make sure that this should not even be, that if Biden still remains president of the United States, we may find ourselves in a third world war. President Trump made this comment during his rally at the United States of America, urging Americans to make America great again, that he's also going to make sure that America becomes a safe place for Americans and make sure that the borders are tightly secure and that the American states has its military capacity to make sure that this war does not hold and to win this war. On the other news, Nigerian activist has gone and tied his knot with his changing the narrative. We are seeing more of Nigerian gay weddings happening now, which shows you that marriages between same sex is valid and it's not about a life of promiscuity or promiscuity. You can also be in a same sex relationship, get married, raise a family, and have a future together. He tied the knot with his political partner, who is also one of the, what do they call themselves? Consecutive. Sorry, who is one of the consecutive in the House of Senate in America, and his political stance and his political belief and his political work. But he tied us not with his political partner, and the wedding was a big event. We could see the guests all happy. These are the kind of news we want to hear. A big congratulations to Micheal and his husband. This is a big step. This is changing the narrative in Nigeria. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, this is the time to subscribe to our YouTube channel because we have more news coming your way. Tomorrow we'll be talking about the new documentary of transgenderism that has been made for the Nigerian LGBTQ community. We have a new documentary made by Vice Canada. Vice Canada have taken time to go down to Nigeria to report on the issues, the lifestyle, and the dealing of transgender. Allah, stay tuned.